Hola mi gente, hello everyone. If you are new here, I am Alphonsina, designer of minimal fashion and handmade goods. Check out my websites shopalphonsina.com and ladosimple.com for more info. In this video, I am covering the highlights of the month. The month of March has been doing the most, and in a very good way. You already know that in the highlights, I like to cover the posts and the YouTube videos that I have already done for the month of March up to this point. So the first blog post was about why I only use natural fabrics in my designs. In my minimal designs, I like to concentrate on natural fibers, and those are cotton, linen, wool, and silk, and a mix of all of them. Because you can always have like a blend of linen and cotton. You can have wool mixed with something else, and also silk. There are a lot of variations when it comes to silk. That post was very, very important, very informative. So if you are in the group of people that like to use natural fibers, then that blog was for you, and hopefully you can share with other people, because it's a very, very good explanation of why it not only those materials, but it's like, why is it important? In my case, it's mainly because my skin is very sensitive, so I like to make sure that the clothing that I am putting a lot of time and work and detail to are pieces that make sense for me. And also, I live in Arizona, so it's already hot in here. It's March, towards the end of March, and it's already warm. So I gotta make sure that the pieces that I have are breathable and comfortable throughout spring and summer. So yeah, that one was amazing, and go ahead and check it out. The second one that I did was another topic that I really enjoy and apply in my life, is meal prepping. So I ended up sharing some easy weekly meal prepping tips that can be very beneficial to you, how I meal prep my weekly meals, and there are like 2 ways to do it. So I went on some explanation on that. I ended up just going through the steps and how I organize my ingredients, and at the end of the day, it has to make sense on a nutritious aspect of it. It's not just like throwing things together on a plate. It's like you gotta make sure that you are nourished and that you are giving your body what it needs. This month, even though it has been extremely busy, I have kept my meal prepping plan on point. So I can probably insert some photos and videos of a few of the things. And like I said, I always try to keep my meal prepping as easy as possible, and also things that I like. So there was a lot of rice involved, a lot of rice, a lot of chicken, a lot of carrots, satay veggies, and things like that. I also decided to do my little favorite dessert that I am enjoying. I'm kind of obsessed with this dessert right now because it's so easy, but it's so yummy. It's basically Greek yogurt, and then I add my frozen fruits. Usually I stick to like raspberries and strawberries and things like that. And then I do a layer of honey. I have raw honey. So I put 1 layer of raw honey on top, and then another layer of Greek yogurt, and another layer of frozen fruits, not veggies, fruits, and top it up with honey and coconut flakes. And when I tell you that hits the soul, it does. I mean it does. So it's very easy, very delicious, and as you already know, yogurt is very good for you and for your gut. So doing it good, doing it yummy. I have friends that they're like, oh, we have tried to do meal prepping, but it's like we really don't want to do the same meal over and over again. and it's because they are not necessarily doing it right. Like in my case, I do breakfast, and I do love me a breakfast burrito type of thing. So I keep it very simple, like eggs with tomatoes in it, and then cheese and onions. I, for the most part, can eat that every single day. So I wrap it in a tortilla, flour tortilla, and tortilla. And then I just wrap it around and put it in a little container. So I have 7 of those, and then I have my little yogurt snacks that I told you for like around 10 a.m. before my lunch. Then I have my lunch, which is usually my rice and veggies and avocados and stuff like that. Most likely, I do the same snack at 10 a.m. and at 3 p.m. because I just love that snack with the yogurt and knowing that it's like nourishing my body in a very yummy way. I'm here for it. I usually do the same thing. But if not, if I am kind of like super full from lunch, then I just do like a banana or some dark chocolate, a few chocolate pieces of dark chocolate. And I found this one that is very, very, very delicious from Costco. So I'll probably take a photo and add it here because I have bought it twice already, and I am like, yep, this is it. This is it. Because I was looking for dark chocolate for the longest time, but I was just like, no. So I found that one, and it has like acai and blueberries. It's delicious. That at least that brand is doing the most with the dark chocolate. And the next one was about it was also about fashion education, and is elevate neutral outfits with statement accessories. So on that one, I am sharing the accessories, especially the handmade ones. On the previous one, I think I was concentrating more on the merch that I get from other vendors, and that I have available in my studio. But in this case, I was showcasing my handmade items for the most part, except the sunglasses. Obviously, I don't have a 3D printer that I am making my own sunglasses. No, we are not doing the sunglasses handmade, but my clutches and my bags, the scrunchies, jewelry, handmade jewelry, all of that stuff is what I was going over in that edit. Because most of the time on the YouTube channel, I can go more in detail than on the post. Because that way you can hear it, even if you're not like looking at the TV directly, you can play it around in your car, or if you're cleaning or whatever, and then you can hear what I'm saying. But the information is very much the same. And that is it for covering the blog post that we have done so far in the month of March. And now we are here in the highlights of the month. So like I said, this month has been pretty intense. Lots of work. I want to say thank you to my clients for keeping me extremely busy. It has been an amazing month when it comes to content and sharing content and editing content. I have been having a lot of fun just sharing all the information, all the creations that I have done online. And thank you to the ones that have been reaching out to tell me that my stuff is looking 100, because it does take a lot of work, and little by little it's getting more engagement, and I am super excited about that. So thank you so much, because I am doing this mainly for fun, but also to give you the information that you are needing from my studio, from my fashion studio. So I really hope that you keep enjoying that and share it with your friends and with your family and with everybody, because it really helps out. So another thing that I wanted to mention that happened in the month of March, when it comes to my business, I ended up changing what I consider this, which is my personal blog, but it's kind of like personal / business, because it's more like the behind the scene that of what I do in my fashion studio. I ended up changing the name, the brand of my personal blog. So before it was called Pom Pom's Balloons Flowers, pompomsaloonflowers.com, and now it's At the Studio with Alphonsina or At the Studio with A. So when you type in that, it's gonna take you to the same blog. I saw the need to change the name of the brand, just because it's at the moment where I am in my life and in my business. It makes a lot more sense that I change the name of my personal brand to match what is happening in my life right now. I spend a lot of time in the studio. I spend a lot of time creating. I spend a lot of time editing and doing a lot of things behind the scenes. So it only makes sense that my personal brand is showcasing the things that I do in my studio on a daily basis. So I am super excited because this is more me. Absolutely matches my energy, my vibe, and everything that I am doing. So I hope that you enjoy that name change. And now it has been updated already in my blog, but also all the social media. And that way we keep everything like it's supposed to be. So now I believe, because I am like behind the scene working with the domain company that I use for my platforms. So right now, if you go to at the studio with alphonsina.com, you are going to still see the pompomsaloonflowers.com on the browser, the domain, because they are still working behind all that stuff behind the website to do the transfer. It's called propagation. So they are working on the propagation of my website. You know, I had to pay a pretty penny for that because that was not cheap, but so worth it. Absolutely worth it. They're handling all that kind of stuff, and that hopefully within the next week or so, the name of the website and the domain on the browser is all going to be matching together. It just takes time. So yeah, that is exciting news for me because it's like it's all coming into full circle of how my personal brand matches the other stuff that I do for my business directly. What was the other thing that I wanted to tell you? I have been actually very, very social this month, which is amazing. I have been keeping up, number one, with my volunteering work that has brought a lot of joy into my life. It's actually pushing me a lot out of my comfort zone because it's helping me to kind of like be involved in a lot of different things. It's very easy for me to just stay home and just chillax at the end of a work day. Well, not necessarily chillax, but like just stay home. Like I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to get ready for nothing else. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to call it the day. Even if I'm working, I just don't want to interact with anybody because my brain at the end of the day, of the work days, can be very, very tiring because I do a lot of interactions during the day with my clients and stuff like that, which I really enjoy. But after 5 p.m., I am like, I don't want to talk anymore. I have been sticking to my plan of, you know, spirituality is something extremely, extremely important. So we have to pay attention to the most important things. So I'm trying to catch up with everything, and hopefully everything will feel lighter and lighter as the systems that I am implementing for my business come to tuition. Because you know the goal is not to be hustling for the rest of our lives. Like these things need to, once these things are in place and they start like working on themselves or on itself, then we don't have to work so much. But sometimes there are weeks that are, you know, more intense than other on the behind the scene of the stuff that I do. And then sometimes I have to like Zoom my meetings, or I have to like you know, figure out some other way to not miss my spiritual schedule. But that's not something that happens all the time. It's just like some weeks are just more difficult than others. And you know, fortunately I have an amazing group of friends right now that is very supportive, and they totally understand my scenario. Needless to say, I have been very, very, like, to me all of that is part of my socializing, and I have been having so much fun with that. Actually, this weekend before I shared this video on YouTube, I was hanging out with some friends. We went to Copper Hawks and had an amazing brunch time with some of my girlies, and it was just, it was one of those things that my soul really needed, that little moment right there. Good conversation, very inspiring. All of us in that group are very creative. So we're sharing amazing things and projects that, you know, we just align as a group of friends on the creative part and also the spiritual side of it. So I was just, it was just one of those things that is like, this is it, this is my vibe. Yeah, life is good. And then that same, all that happened on Saturday, and then at the end of that Saturday, I finished it up with another gathering. It was another beautiful gathering with some friends, and it was mainly for dancing, having some snacks, and you know, just good vibes. It was amazing, and I am so looking forward to more interactions like that, especially in my home too. So I'll be planning some good gathering and socializing in my own place. It's just like, I'm so private. Like usually when I bring friends to my house, it's like it has to be people that I really enjoy and love, and that I feel safe around these people in my place. I do have to say, I decided not to put the lamp that I usually do, the softbox for my lighting, because look at this. I mean, the sun is doing the most, and I love it. I love it. I think I'm missing something like a drink or something right here, but I don't want to be doing that because from here I am going to a party. So that's what's happening. That's it. So I need to do a quick change and then we go, and I just, you know, want to be 100. But definitely a drink will be nice for the next video here. I also ended up finally getting some time to chillax in the patio, at least one time, because I'm telling you, I have been so busy since like September of last year that I didn't have time to enjoy my patio when the weather was good. So about a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, I was able to just sit in the patio by myself with a glass of wine. I would say, well, the weather was still decent enough that I could put the fire pit on for a little bit. The mosquitoes were not helping. Let me tell you, the mosquitoes are back. But I was able to stay out there for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, just like enjoying the weather, enjoying the afternoon by myself, drinking my good wine. It was beautiful. I'm like, I cannot allow the heat to come in here without me enjoying my little fire pit and my patio moment. So I made that happen, and it was marvelous. Oh, another thing that I want to say that is very cool that I did behind for the studio, I made some updates to the online calendar. So now you have the separated appointments for the fittings and for the pickups of your orders. So that got updated. Some information in there got updated as well, like more information that you need to fill out, and that looks amazing. And what was the other thing? Oh, and also, if you have not subscribed to my newsletters, you can go ahead and do that directly from my website, shopalphonsina.com. At the bottom, it says subscribe to the newsletters. So go ahead and do that, because I have been sending my newsletters every week. I try to send them on Fridays, like Fridays afternoon, but sometimes if I skip a Friday for whatever reason, then I send them either Saturday or Sunday towards the afternoon to keep you updated with, you know, whatever is going on in the studio or any information or educational information that might be beneficial to you. And that is it for this video. I really hope that you enjoy it. And as a way of reminder, always remember, my studio specializes in clothing alterations for women, men, and kids. So go to my website, shopalphonsina.com, and book your fitting appointments for your clothing alterations. also accessories, handmade or merch that I have available in my studio for you to have fun and pick from. Also the handmade collection for bags and clutches and jewelry and all that kind of stuff. LatoSimple.com, that's your website for that. But all the links are on shopalphonsina.com for absolutely everything that I do online. And another thing that I want to say, if you have not catch up with the previous videos that I have been putting out, go ahead and check that out. Usually at the end of the video I give you the suggested videos for you to follow up with. I have playlists, I have everything very organized on my YouTube channel, and a lot of good information that can be very, very beneficial for you, and all of that is for free. All you can do is like or share or comment and do all of that to support the channel if you will. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one.